Lately, I think we've seen a lot of people just not take advantage of investing. So they might have an adequate cushion, and they have too much in a cushion, right? So then they're not growing their money, getting compounding interest, like not investing or not putting that time into learning how to set money aside is actually the biggest mistake. And I think it's just the avoidance mentality of, I didn't learn this growing up. My parents didn't teach me. I didn't learn it in school. I feel bad that I'm still doing these things that I know aren't really good with my money, all that shame and guilt. But really that just prevents you from then taking that first step.
The most challenging thing about creating a company is obviously the beginning aspect of it. Also in being that you're essentially working for yourself and paying yourself.
Exactly.
That's the difficult part. It's like, okay, where is this money coming from if I don't, come with it? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I'm just grateful that the key thing is, like I said, like if things get tough, things don't make sense, having a mentor is definitely key and essential, and being successful. So I already have one that oversees and helps me out. So I'm blessed for that.
I think 2016 is when it all really blew up. And I say this a lot about PR, that having a publicist is really what allowed the brand to grow. Because when you have a publicist, it's not a one-night stand, it's a marriage. Do not expect greatness overnight. You need to invest. People need to see your product like at least 6 times before they even know what your brand name is.
For sure.
And people need to see it like 10 times before they even buy it.
I mean, as an artist or anything in arts overall, I would say, one of the main things that I always tell people, like my dad, he tells me this all the time. He's like, you gotta be patient and persistent, man. Like, I look at my heroes, like, and it doesn't have to be necessarily in the music business, but like Kevin Hart, great example.
Great example.
Dude, I love him as a comedian and entrepreneur, but it also took 10 years to get there.
Totally.
So, I mean, if you want to have that career, it's not gonna happen in 3 months.
A man once told me, he said, man, one of the biggest arts to being a millionaire is having multiple incomes.
That's right.
That job would never get it for you, man. You'll be okay. You'll make it. You'll pay your bills, but it ain't gonna make you rich. So you're gonna have to have multiple incomes, and I'm turning nothing down.
Well, I love the fact that you're using a natural talent that you have and really bringing that to the forefront and causing it to create for you the income that you're anticipating.
Absolutely.
Because that's the easiest thing to do
Yes.
is use what God gave you.
Absolutely.
And just take that talent to the next level. And you've taken it 5 levels up.
Like, surround yourself with the smartest people in the
That's
room.
right.
Sure.
Because you don't have to do everything. And I understand that more and more, the older I get, the more I understand, like, I don't have to do everything.
I mean, people have to understand, like, no millionaire has one income.
That's it.
Please say that again.
Like,
we love
no
that.
millionaire has one income. Like, if you're a business and you're a brand, you have to understand how to build and make things happen off of your brand. For me, I'm in the music business, so I'm involved in all parts of the music business. I'm trying to be a mogul. I'm not trying to be the person who was here. He was an A&R for a couple years. He had a couple hit records, broke a couple artists, and then in 10 years, nobody knows me.
Right.
Like, it's the reason why people know Diddy. It's the reason why people know Baby. It's the reason why people know Slim. It's the reason why people know Jay Brown. It's the reason why Jay-Z is as big as he is.
Just me being me, I would say pray on everything. That's what I do now, is I pray on everything, but take more calculated steps. I'm more of just like a spontaneous, let's go kind of person.
Right.
And that's okay in life, but from a business standpoint,
Gotta have effective game plan.
yeah, you gotta have a game plan. And I'm not so much of a plan. I'm learning how to plan.
Right.
And then you have to understand there's more people involved than just you. Whereas
Right.
in life, it's just you. So if you want to do something spontaneously, it's going to generally just affect you, unless you're doing something crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
But from a business standpoint, it's like you have to communicate
Exactly.
and understand that everyone's in it together.
We have to have, in order to be successful, you have to have like-minded individuals around you that have the same common goal, same
right.
wavelength and so forth. So these 5 individual artists came together on this blank canvas to create this beautiful picture, this collective of art that turned out to make the canvas orange.
How did you maneuver getting into the industry at this level?
So I think with not only the fashion industry, but any creative industry, realistically, it's all about connections. But it's about making the right connections.
100%.
first impressions are so important, I think, as we all understand.
That's right.
And making genuine and authentic relationships with people who are also good people.
Absolutely.